Shalom, bear with me for a second as I get things together. Get my sign-in sheets in. It's important that you sign in. If you're online, sign into class. It's highly important. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get my share on. Hey Davion, do me a favor real quick. Turn on that light. Thank you. Thank you. All this flyness could be projected. But let me get with it right now. Right. Bear with me 1 second, alright? We're about to get into it today. Let me get it popping on the YouTube with the sign-in sheets. Alright. So let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shabarakatha to all my brothers, Yahweh Shema Ilatha Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shah to all my sisters. This is the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. And what we do is we teach the black, Hispanics, and Native people that they are God's true and only chosen people. And with being God's true and only chosen people comes with a cost, it comes with a responsibility. It comes with those laws, statutes, and commandments, which is a beautiful thing. Those laws, statutes, and commandments dictates us on how to love and take care of each other. You know what I'm saying? That is our constitution. That's how we deal with each other. It's something that has been taken for granted. And since it has been taken for granted, that's why we are in the situation we're in right now. That's why we out there begging for help and to be considered and to be loved, and you know what I'm saying, hands up, don't shoot. That's why we out there doing that, because we are not following our law, statutes, and commandments, right? But let's get into it for a bit real quick. Hold on, what's going on here? Well, let's get into it for a bit real quick, right? And oh yeah, today is the law class. Today is the law class. It's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? It's a very important class. This class is for us to learn the laws, for us to learn how to love and take care of each other properly. And today we're going to get into the law a bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm priest and officer a 500 Ricard Aria, and I'm here to, help the brothers and sisters understand what the law is about. It's not that difficult. I know the Christian church got y'all thinking following the laws of God is impossible when there's far more laws in the American justice system than there is in the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? The laws of God is not grievous. You know what I'm saying? They're not difficult. They're very simple. You know what I'm saying? Very simple. It's not that hard to take care of. You know what I'm saying? But the American justice system will have you thinking otherwise. You know what I'm saying? But I want to give y'all some time to come up with some questions. If y'all got any questions, type them on in. If you got any type of questions, type them on in. You know what I'm saying? Because this class is for you. I ain't here to teach myself. I ain't here to preach to the choir, to the brothers and sisters that already know these things. I'm here to teach those who don't know, teach those who may be naysayers, teach those who may be curious. I'm here to teach those who have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm here to teach my people what the truth of the Most High is about. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any questions, you know what I'm saying, type them on in. Give y'all a few more seconds. Because today's going to be a topic to help y'all understand what's going on in the world today. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all noticed, but there's still riots and protests going on across the world today. It's not just in America, it's literally across the world for to stop police brutality. The problem is, while these protests are going on, to show you how much that these protests are not going to work, you are literally still being killed and slain by the police. You're being killed and slain. Police brutality is still going on. Brother, what's the brother's name? A brother in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, who was just mildly, what's his name? Rayshawn Bernard was just mildly intoxicated and literally was killed because, put it like this, the brother was intoxicated, right? He admitted he was intoxicated, but he still got slain. You know what I'm saying? They didn't give him a chance to go home. He was sleeping in his car. They woke him up. He wasn't even driving. He was just knocked out in the car. And they still killed him. You see, the thing that y'all gotta understand is marching and protesting with our enemies is not, it's fruitless. It's pointless. The same people that you are marching with and protesting with and crying for freedom and for justice and for equality, those are the same people that is literally destroying you right now. They are the same people that literally want to shoot you as you run away because you did not want to get arrested. You felt like there was no cause for you to get arrested, so you run instead of getting arrested. See, this world is sick and it's fully against us. You know what I'm saying? It's fully against us. But let's get into it a bit. Let's get to Proverbs 11 and 21. Let's get to Proverbs 11 and 21. Let me type it up in here. Let me drag this up a bit closer. All right. Proverbs 11 and 21. I give you some time to get up in there. Give you some time to get there. You know what I'm saying? Proverbs 11 and 21. If you're there, read along with me. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Now, understand this. And this is a very important thing to understand. Though hand join in hand, though all y'all are marching, kumbayaing, We shall overcome. Black Lives Matters. All Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter. Whatever you're protesting for, whatever your side is, whatever your view is, you protesting with your enemy, because you got to understand those people are your enemies. The Most High did not build this understanding to be built on it wasn't supposed to be built on ideologies. It wasn't supposed to be built on ideologies like I'm a leftist, he's a right wing, or whatever y'all want to call it. It's not meant for that. You know what I'm saying? What it's meant for is for you to join with your people. It's not meant for you to be left wing or right wing and that's the side you go for. It's not meant for you to side with the people that you agree with on sexual preference, because that's the new thing that's going on. The LGBT community, they hijacked the Black Lives Matter movement. Well, I wouldn't say they hijacked it, because technically it was lesbians that started it. But we should have known their motives. Actually, we did know. Commander General Yohana prophesied about it about good 4 or 5 years ago. That they were going to be hijacked. Well, not hijacked, but their agenda was strictly to promote, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQ movement. And it's showing today. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that you joining hand in hand with your enemy, with your oppressor, for whatever movement you think is right, whatever things that you think is going on, you out there, you know what I'm saying, tied up with some white girl or white man next to you talking about hell no, we won't go. They still going to get punished. They still got to deal with the wrath of the Most High. And in Revelation it tells you to separate from them. And if you're around them, you're going to get caught up in that crosshairs too. You want to be holding hands in hands with them, you're going to be caught up with those in those crosshairs also. It's not that difficult to understand. You know what I'm saying? It's actually very simple. You know what I'm saying? But let me continue. Let me start it from the top again. Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Guess what? I want to ask the class the question. Who is the seed of the righteous? Who is the seed of the righteous? And understanding who the seed of the righteous is, you got to know who the seed of the wicked is too. But who's the seed of the righteous? No, you're in there. I know somebody knows who the seed of the righteous is. Come on, let's get it in. This is a class, you know what I'm saying? This is not, you know what I'm saying, just me having a sermon. This is not the Christian church. Here we ask questions. So the question right now is, who is the seed of the righteous? If you know, type it on in. I know there's like a good 30-second delay, so I'm going to give y'all some time. Who is the seed of the righteous? Alright, nobody got it? Nobody got it? Let me tell you, the seed of the righteous are the children of Israel. The children of Israel. We are the seed of the righteous. We shall be delivered. And you see what's going on in the world today. We are tied up with these people. We got to be delivered from them. No matter what you do, all this marching, protesting, rioting, voting, kumbayaing, all this integration, all this loving them, it's pointless. That is not delivering us. You know what I'm saying? That is not helping us no way, no how. You know what I'm saying? We're crying to a nation that has no interest in helping us. You know what I'm saying? I literally seen a video today of Joe Biden talking about how no matter if Haiti sunk into the water or was risen up 300 feet into the air, it will have no interest in American, you know what I'm saying, in Americans' way of thinking, American politics, and Americans, they wouldn't care. Joe Biden said he don't care about Haiti. He said America don't care about Haiti, which is true. It's honest. It's honest. But y'all thinking that this voting is going to help change that situation? Y'all think voting for a racist Joe Biden or a racist Donald Trump will solve any situation we're in? No, it will not. No, it will not. It will not solve nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not a thing. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, let's get into another. Let's get into another one. Let's get into Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. Actually, you know, let's get into Deuteronomy. Yeah, 7 and 6. We're going to be hopping around a lot right now. All right, we're going to be hopping around a lot. I hope y'all ready for it. We're going to be hopping around quite a bit. So bear with us. Give y'all a second to get to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Alright. If you're there, I'm going to start reading. Read along with me. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people. Who knows what it means to be holy? Remember, this is a class now. Who knows? You're in class right now. Who knows what it means to be holy? If you know what it means to be holy, type it on in. I mean, I said it many times in these classes. If you're a young man, this is an important scripture to know. If you're a sister just coming in, if you don't know, it's okay that you don't. Just say you don't. But this is an important scripture to understand. And I'm going to go over it real slowly. For one, you got to know who the thou is. You know what I'm saying? If you go to Deuteronomy 7 and 1, it tells you speaking to the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? And the thou that are a holy people is the children of Israel. When you come into the Bible, Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary, the word holy means to be set apart, separate. You know what I'm saying? It's all about segregation. To be holy means to be set apart, separated, not with everybody else. See, that's what people don't understand anymore. They think holy is something spooky and glory. You know how Christians view the word holy. But that's not what the way it's supposed to be. See, what holy is you being set apart, special unto the Most High. And when it comes down to it, the Christian church wants you to think that you're not separate, you're not special, you're not holy. So you can continue on in your sin, and this empire could continue on what it's doing. Your Christian church gets paid off of our oppression. It gets paid off of the pain that we go through. You know what I'm saying? What's that dude that went from, what's his name? Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton gets paid every time some type of major black event is going on. He's there to calm the temper. He's there to, he's getting paid to, calm whatever we might be thinking about doing. But that's what they're built for. They're not built for war. So to be holy means to be separate. So if you're separate, how does it look to God that you're marching and protesting for your freedom, for your equality, for your dignity? You are marching with the same people that you're that's putting you through it. You are marching with the same people that's putting you through this hell, torture, and pain. You know what I'm saying? You are being put through this by them. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that are putting you through this. Bear with me a sec. Having some technical difficulties real quick. They are the ones that's putting you through these technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones that's like if you've been paying attention to the news, there's a lot of lynchings that been going on. Like in the past week and a half, five black people has been lynched. Actually, let me put more context in it, because these people in this organization, ADOS, don't think Hispanic people are us, but it's technically 4 so-called black people and 1 so-called Hispanic person, which we are all black, which we all go through the same thing, have the same oppression, have the same enemy, and they are doing the same thing to us that they were doing then, that they are doing now. So we are still being hung today. Nothing has changed. We've been voting since the 1800s, voting safely since the 1960s. And what has changed? Nothing. Voting hasn't solved nothing. Marching and protesting haven't solved nothing. All this kumbaya with our enemy hasn't solved nothing. They are still killing us. They are still hanging us, shooting us, putting their knees on our necks. And you think that loving them and showing them and being passive and timid is the way? Nah, that's not the way. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. For thou art an holy people. We are a separate people. We not like everybody else. As you can tell in the world, black and Hispanic people are not like everybody else. We are like each other. Black and Hispanic people are definitely like each other. For those who want to cause division amongst us, we are one and the same. But everybody else, they're not like us. Africans don't have that flavor we got. Them Africans, they saying we stealing our culture, but we take their culture and make it better. We take white culture, make it better. We take everything and make it better. And then we make it our own. In some ways that they can't even do what we do. English, we speak in English to people and they don't even understand it. They call it Ebonics. They just make it a complete and separate language. You know what I'm saying? They make it a complete and separate language. But let's get into it a little more. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. We are a holy people unto God. Not everybody. Everybody else wants to shoot and kill us, but the Most High, we belong to Him. Everybody else don't belong to Him. Only people that belong to God is us. We are the only ones. We are the only ones that matter. You know what I'm saying? We are the only ones that are actually under His protection. He don't care what everybody else does. He gave us those laws, statutes, and commandments. He didn't give that to everybody. He gave that only to us. And what does that mean? As He gives those laws, statutes, and commandments, that means we got a responsibility. That's like your mother and your father. You know what I'm saying? Your mother and your father, they give you. Your mother and your father, they give you. Your mother and your father, they gave you rules to live by. They gave you structure. You know what I'm saying? They gave you all that. And if you go against that, well, your mother and father is going to punish you. If you follow their rules, they will reward you. It's just that simple. But we belong to Him, just like you belong to your parents. And all those outsiders, all the neighbors' kids, your parents don't really care for. Whatever happens with them, that's what happens with them. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it a little further. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee. The Lord, our power, God has chosen you, black man. They did not charge everybody. They did not come for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He has chosen black, Hispanics, and Native people. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. Only us. You know what I'm saying? That's why we were the only ones given the law. He chose to give us that law. He chose to give us the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it a little further. You know what I'm saying? The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. We are special unto him. We are special unto him. We belong to him, and we're supposed to be like him by following these law statutes. That's what these law, statutes, and commandments for, so we could be like our Father, which is perfect. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be stunting like our daddy right now. But instead of stunting like our daddy, we up here begging and marching with our enemy and begging our enemy at the same time. You know how confusing that is? You know how crazy that sounds? You are literally, like the general brought out a great example. Like you are literally begging Jason not to kill you. And you are expecting Jason to advocate to Jason not to kill you. You up in Crystal Lake marching and protesting to Jason, with Jason, not to kill you. It makes no sense. It's nothing but confusion. You're just going to end up in a worse situation. And that's what we're doing. We're putting ourselves in a worse situation. That's why nothing is changing. It's just actually, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. You know what I'm saying? But let's finish this verse up. Chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. We belong to him. That's possessive. Above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Like everybody got a problem with segregation. Everybody got a problem with, you know what I'm saying, what they want to call black power, what they want to call, what we call justice. Everybody got a problem with it. But the fact is, it's all of the Lord. It's all of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? All of this is of the Most High. Because the simple fact is, we are supposed to be above all people upon the face of the earth. Why are you fighting for equality? We're supposed to be above all people upon the face of the earth. You can't be above all people and be equal. You can't. That is oxymoron. You know what I'm saying? That is it's not supposed to happen. It's not the way it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You fighting for equality is strictly against the Most High, and it's weak. Equality is a figment of your imagination. Equality ain't even real. Equality is a lie. You can't name two things on this earth that are equal. You can't name two things that are equal. What two things are equal? Let me know two things that are equal. The Most High ain't here for equality. We are here for dominance. We are here for superiority. And that's what we're doing in the ISUPK. We are in here joining together like we're supposed to in Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourself, O nation not desired, so we can have superiority. So we can have that place that we rightfully supposed to be in, where we rightfully belong. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's go to First Esdras. Let's go to First Esdras 8 and 85. If you don't have an Apocrypha, that's in the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha was a group of books that the Romans... Bear with me 1 second. I'm having some difficulty right there. Okay, let me put that back in there. First Esdras chapter 8 verse 85. Alright. Now the Apocrypha is a group of books that the Roman Catholic Church took out to further their cause for confusion. And in that confusion, you have people thinking that there's a difference between the Old Testament and the New Testament, when there's no difference. In fact, the Apocrypha was that glue that would have disproved that there's a difference. The Apocrypha proves that they are the same book. They're one and the same. It's all about these law, statutes, and commandments. It's all about, Israel being black. It's not what the Roman Catholic Church wants to propagate. You know what I'm saying? So if you can, get yourself an Apocrypha. And we're going to go to 1 Esdras 8 and 85. First Esdras chapter 8 verse 85. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them. What does it mean we shall never seek to have peace with them? What does it mean that we should never seek to have peace with them? Why shouldn't we never seek to have peace with them? I thought that's what the world wanted. I thought the scripture was all about peace and love. Christ was all about peace and love. Why shouldn't we never seek peace with them? And who is the them? Who is the them? Let me tell you who the them is. Them is your oppressor. Them is those people that are over you, trying to keep you out of your custom, keep you out of your way of living, so you can follow theirs, so they can continue oppressing you with your little Christmases and Father's Days and whatever else is going on. But that's not what the Most High wanted. You know what I'm saying? But moreover, you should never seek to have peace with them. Every time you are marching, you know what I'm saying? Every time you up there marching and begging and rioting and looting, you are seeking for their peace. That's an ISUPK. We don't even expect it. We're going to get into why we don't expect it either. But we don't even expect their peace. We don't expect nothing from them. Because every time we do that, and history has proven, every time we seek their peace, we end up getting stabbed in the back. We end up getting sprayed with hoses. We end up getting hung, tarred and feathered, barbecued, dragged by trucks, have crack and cocaine in our neighborhoods. Neighborhood flooded with guns. We don't own no boats. How did crack and cocaine get here? We don't own no gun factories. How did guns get into our neighborhoods? Because there's a systematic oppression that's going on, and we don't. The only people that don't see it is us. We the only ones that don't see it. But here it says we should not even be seeking peace with them. We should not be seeking peace with them, because seeking peace with them is just a way to keep us on the bottom. You notice that we are the only people that are talking about we should love our enemies. Nobody else talks that. America literally will shoot anybody that they get that's their enemy. Look, when the towers fell, what happened? They bombed everything and everybody. America was just dropping bombs everywhere. When the Boston bomber, did what he did, what happened? They went on a manhunt for him and his brother till they found him, killed the brother. The brother dead. I think he's up on what they call it, death row. He on death row. Massachusetts don't even have a death row. We don't have a death penalty. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They could seek justice, but us, no, we can't seek justice. So that's why us rioting in these streets is weird to them. Because we're supposed to love everybody. Black, Hispanic, and Native people are supposed to love everybody. Everybody else can seek justice, but not us. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue with it. Moreover, ye shall never seek to have peace with them, that ye may be strong, and eat the good things of the land, and that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forever. See, us seeking peace for them, but you don't understand, our enemy wants to devour everything. He wants everything. And us seeking peace with him, we gave up our inheritance. Let me explain. Before Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement and all this integration, we had stuff. We had stuff. We had businesses. We had land. We had homes. We had all types of things. We had schools. We had things that we could pass down to our children. We had inheritances. But us marching and begging and seeking for their peace and love because some dude, some Caucasian in a white sheet burnt a cross on our yard. Now we're scared to death. Now we got to beg for integration and give them all our money, because that's all it ended up doing. Integration just gave all our money and resources and our inheritances over to them. And now we don't have it. Just like the scripture said. Let's read it again. That ye may be strong. We are no longer strong. We are weak. We are at the bottom of the barrel. Black, Hispanic, and Native people, we are at the bottom. We are not respected. We have no land. We have no military. We have no language. We are literally at the bottom. Nobody cares about us. We don't even care about each other. We are literally at the bottom. But let's continue. And eat the good things of the land. What good things? We don't even have a land to eat good things from. Once upon a time we did, before Martin Luther King came about. We had everything before Martin Luther King. Now we have nothing. We went from eating in a black restaurant to eating in white restaurants that don't even season food. Your chicken bland, your fried don't got no salt on it. You're angry, you're eating there, but you know who's happy that's eating there? The rich of us. The ones that sold us out, the Martin Luther Kings. The rich of us, they're happy they could finally eat in a white restaurant. They're happy they could openly be in a relationship with a white woman or white man or whatever. They're happy about that. While the poor of us, while the average black and Hispanic man is losing out on everything. While that farmer, that black or Hispanic farmer is not getting nothing out of the deal of integration. Nothing is for us. Integration benefited everybody but us. You know what I'm saying? And that ye may leave the inheritance of the land unto your children forevermore. Once upon a time, we had this place called Black Wall Street, Seneca Village, Rosewood. Let's take it even further. Once upon a time, Roxbury and Dorchester was strongly black neighborhoods. They were strongly black neighborhoods. Look at them now. Being ran by every heathen on the planet. Asians running through our neighborhoods. Caucasians running through our neighborhoods. Africans running through our neighborhoods. We got nothing. Literally nothing. We are literally meant to be moved and abused. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Let's get to Deuteronomy 23 and 6. We're going to reiterate. We're going to reiterate what I just said. Give y'all a second to get there. If you're there, read with me. It's one of the first 5 books, you know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity, all the days forever. We should not be seeking their peace or their prosperity forever. Like it said in another one, we should not be seeking it. And there's many ways that we seek it more than protesting. There's many ways that we seek it more than rioting and begging and voting and talking about all lives matter, black lives matter, whatever you want to yell and boo-hoo about. We should not be doing. We should not be seeking their peace. Problem is, the Christian church got us seeking their peace because Christian church wants us to believe that equality can exist, and equality cannot exist. Equality is another way of saying chaos. Even in a normal mind, in a sober and somewhat intellectual mind, you can understand that equality means that there's nobody leading. There's no organization. Everybody's equal. That sounds like chaos and anarchy. You know what I'm saying? But this is nothing new. The simple fact is that we had, that's two scriptures right there telling us not to seek peace with them. But we still continue to do the same thing. We still continue to march. We still continue to vote. We still continue to riot and protest and hold hands with our enemies. And what's going on? The same thing is going on. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. We are expecting a different result. We are expecting that voting will work one day. We are expecting that holding hands with our enemy will work one day. We are expecting that rioting and protesting will work one day. We're expecting that marrying them will work. And that's one of the reasons, that's a way to seek peace. Interracial relationship is a way to seek peace. Let me explain. Back in the day, marriages were used to have feuded houses to stop feuding. You know what I'm saying? Marriages were used because, put it like this. Y'all remember that story, Romeo and Juliet? There was two different houses. The Montagues and I forgot the other ones, the Caliparis or whatever they were. There were two different houses, right? And they've been feuded. Now these houses wanted to continue to feud. But if Romeo and Juliet actually got married, the feud would have to end because they're now one family. And that's what interracial relationships is. Trying to blend black and Hispanics to be in one family. So that's why they created this fake race, this fake group of humans called mulattoes. There is no such thing as mulattoes. You are what your father is. Alright? And what is your father? He's either black or white or Asian or African. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. And that's how it's got to be. It takes out the confusion. So you are whatever your father is, right? Now you seeking peace with them and you're in this interracial relationship. You would seek peace with them by offering up your daughter, offering up your son to marry their daughter, their son, and hope that there would be peace among you. But there will never be peace among you. Never. We've been trying it for how long? How long have we been trying to seek peace with them? Forever. Forever. We've been trying to seek peace with them forever. But let's get into it. Let's go back to that first Esdras joint. Let's go back to first Esdras 8. And what joint is that? I think it's 87. Let's go to back to First Esdras 8 and 87. Let's go. Hold on. Actually, I think I want to go up somewhere else. Hold on. Bear with me a second. Let me see exactly where I want to start from. And then I'm going to show you how it's said in the Old Testament too, to show you that there's no fugaziness with the Apocrypha. It says literally the same thing as the rest of the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? It says literally the same thing. But bear with me one second as I get to exactly where I want to go. It's not 87. Go up to I will use 87 though. But let's go back up to let's go to 84. Let's go to back instead of where we were last at in First Esdras was 8 and 85. Let's go to 84 real quick. And I'm going to briefly go through 85, and I'm going to go through 86 and 87. Let me show you something. Let me show you how real this not marrying these other nations, not marrying people. Show the woman, the black woman, the Hispanic woman, the native woman, a little more appreciation. The Most High wants us to be involved with them for a reason. They understand our pain. They understand what we went through. They understand our hurt. Not everybody understands that. And what they would do is they would downplay it. But let me tell you something. You out there seeking their peace. How do these marching and protesting happen to seek their peace? Let me explain something. If y'all been paying attention to the news and stuff, right? Some white girl decided to break the windows of Wendy's and set it on fire. Now, some foolish black kid would be like, oh, she really cares about our people. She really understands. Then that seed, then that dirty spawn of a seed will spread. That literally is a disease. That way of thinking is a disease. But that way of thinking will spread. It will go from thinking that she understands to they're not all bad. Not all of them are bad. Until you're really fully blown into just appreciating white people altogether. Not too long ago, a pastor was saying that slavery was a blessing. When the scriptures literally say slavery was a curse. It literally was a curse that we had to go through. But some Christian pastor says slavery was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. Let's get into 84 real quick. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can get an understanding on how interracial relationship, it's not just against the law, but it's troublesome. It's troublesome and destructive to any movement that you think you might have going on. You know what I'm saying? But let me put the right scripture up in there too. I noticed that I didn't do that. All right. Therefore, now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons. What does that mean, to join? You shall not join your daughters unto their sons. What does that mean? Remember when this was written? This was written in the age where righteousness reigned. And a father would have to agree to what they call today an arranged marriage. Now, it's the symbolism of it today is when a father marches his daughter down the aisle and gives his daughter to the son, to their son. That's the symbolism of it today. You should not be giving your daughters unto their sons. That's what we should not be doing. We should not be giving our daughters to marry them. Your daughter should not be marrying no white kids. Your daughter should not be marrying no African boys. Your daughter should not be marrying no Asian boys, no Arab boys, no Palestinian, no Pakistani, no Hawaiian, no Samoan. They should not be marrying anybody but their own people. Only people they should be marrying is black, Hispanic, and Native people. So in 1 Esdras 8:84 literally says, therefore now shall ye not join your daughters unto their sons, neither shall ye take their daughters unto your sons. We shouldn't even be taking their daughters unto our sons. We shouldn't be receiving them in. Because that's a setup. That's a way of seeking their peace. Now your mother got to deal with the fact, my daughter-in-law, you know what I'm saying, she's white. They can't all be too bad. It softens us up. This interracial relationship softens us up. We should not be soft right now. We should be as hard as can be. And you wanting to join marriages with them just softens us up. You know what I'm saying? But let's go back to Leviticus. No, let's continue. Let's continue with it. We already read 85. Let's drop down to 87. First Esdras chapter 8 verse 87. And didst give unto us such a root, but we have turned back again to transgress the law. You know what that root was? That root was the law. That root was us loving each other, taking care of each other. That root was us not having interracial relationships. But we left that root and we transgressed the law. We left that root. Now we up there screaming Black Lives Matter with them. We left that root. Now we up there screaming no justice, no peace with them right next to us. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. And to mingle ourselves with the uncleanness of the nations of the land. Like we just mingled and just spreaded our seed everywhere, mingling with these unworthy people. Like they're not worthy of us. They're savages. They're not on our level. You're talking about people who would eat meat raw. People who eat the strangest things of the sea. People who literally turn their hair into a giant knot and put feces in it. What type of people do we deal with? They're not worthy of us. They are not on our level. But we're mingling our seed with the nations of the land, man. Seeking their peace. That's what marriages were mainly for back in the day. To have two houses joined together. And those two houses, while they join together, they're at peace. They're one family. The Montagues and the whatever the other family was in Romeo and Juliet, if Romeo and Juliet got married, their beef would be over. Interracial relationships is a way to seek peace, not just the marching and stuff. So those brothers who seen those brothers and sisters seeing those our enemies marching alongside with them, they're getting soft, they're getting weakened, and thinking that they're getting sentimental, thinking that these people are really for us. They can't be all bad. Till they end up in a river. Till they that only black friend at a party and end up missing or dead. It happened before, many a times. Don't think this is a rare occurrence. It's not a rare occurrence that I'm talking about. This happens quite frequently. But let's drop that. You know what I'm saying? Let's let me reiterate what I'm saying. Go to Deuteronomy 7:2. If you're there, go to Deuteronomy 7:2. We're going to go 2 through 4. We're going to reiterate, on a say the same thing that the Apocrypha just said in a book that's more well known. Just to show you that the Apocrypha is the real deal, it literally says the same thing the New and Old Testament says. You know what I'm saying? But that dogma on the Christian church, or whatever the Catholic Church says goes, they don't believe in the Apocrypha. It's not canonized. The madness. But Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them. What's a covenant? Like the Lord said, when he presents them to us, when they are in front of us, we're supposed to take them out. Not to on a date either. We're not supposed to take them out on a date either. We're supposed to slaughter every last bit of them. And that's when we was going into the land. We can't do that now. But he says, thou shalt make no covenant with them. What's a covenant with them? The same thing y'all marching and begging and pleading for right now, that's a covenant. Y'all trying to come up with some type of agreement with them. How many covenants have they broken already? How many covenants with the Native Americans have they broken? How many covenants have they broken? Where's our 40 acres and a mule? Where's that at? You know what I'm saying? These cats have no interest in our well-being. You know what I'm saying? But let me continue. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show them mercy. We're not even supposed to be showing them mercy. You know what I'm saying? But now we're in a position, because we didn't want to follow this law, statutes, and commandments. Now we're in a position that we're begging them for mercy. We're begging them to hands up, don't shoot. How soft are we, man? Are we really homeborn slaves? But let me continue. Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters. Now, hold on. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Let's get it clear. Marriages is not you in some type of church and some white gown and a brother in a tuxedo and y'all exchanging rings. That's not the marriage it's talking about. Because the marriage, what you believe to be in marriage today, is actually a European custom. It's not the way we're supposed to be doing it. What actual marriage is you, when you lay down with another woman, when you lay down with a woman, and woman, when you lay down with a man, that's marriage. Sex is marriage. So we should not be, what is it? Thou shalt not make marriages with them. We should not be having sex with them. For those who like to say, I'm not marrying them, I'm just having, no, sex is marriage. Have a little morals, have a little decorum. Have a little standard. Where's your standards at? Having sex is marriage. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not give thy thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. Like it's plain and clear. It's the same thing we was reading earlier. We should not be intermingling. We should not be intermingling with these other nations. You know why? You want to know why we should not be intermingling with these other nations? It's right there in the next scripture. It's literally in the next scripture. Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, because his son will no longer follow them. your daughter is supposed to follow. If you give your daughter unto them, guess what? She's supposed to follow her husband. See, the law is righteous. But the thing is, it's supposed to not happen at all. You're not supposed to be giving your daughters to them, period. But if you're weak and you do, guess what? Your daughter's supposed to follow him. She's supposed to. Because the wives are supposed to follow the husband. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. For they will turn thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. See, that's what happens. You start thinking not all white people are bad, and you end up marrying one of them. Next thing you know, you're a Christian. And you're practicing all types of madness that they do. You're having Christmas, you know what I'm saying? You're practicing Thanksgiving, your birthdays, and whatever other madness that white people do. And next thing you know, let's say you get an Asian. Next thing you know, your son's a Buddhist. Because that's what's going to happen. A man is naturally weak to his woman's way of thinking. That's why he got to toughen up against her. He literally considers her way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, what did I say? Janice Watts. What about John 1:15? She left. She left. She just randomly put John 1:15. If you're still there, sis, explain what you mean by Janice Watts. Explain what you mean by John 1:15. If not, I'll holler at you later. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue with it. Middle of verse 4. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. Like the Most High is going to be taking out on you too. Not just your son. Your son's going to be in the world of hell dealing with somebody that he shouldn't be with. Your daughter's going to be in the world of hell. Probably be on gag, whatever those things are. Probably in some porn video and doing whatever other type of madness that their husband expects of them. And it's going to be your fault. It's literally going to be your fault. And the Most High is going to have to deal with you on it. The Most High is going to have to deal with you on it. You know what I'm saying? But let's drop that. Oh yeah, next. Okay, we got a few joints going. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Yeah, let's go to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. There's another apocryphal scripture. Give y'all a second to get there. If you don't, Google it. I typed it in there. Google it so you can read along. Okay. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. In the Apocrypha. Never trust thine enemies. You thought you're supposed to love and trust everybody. That's what the Christian church teaches, that we are supposed to love and trust everybody. But the scriptures of God literally just said, do not trust your enemy, which is a wise thing to do. You should not be trusting your enemies. And guess what? These people that we are marching with and marching against, confusion. Same people we are protesting with and protesting against. Same people we are rioting with and rioting against. Guess what? They are our enemies. They are literally our enemies. You think an occupation is actually killing us in these streets? You think an occupation of police is killing us? That's just an occupation. Who is behind that occupation? Who is controlling those of that occupation? Who is wearing the occupational uniform? Who is those that have the knee on our neck? Yes, it's a certain race of people. It's a certain nation of people. It's not the occupation that we should be warned against. It's not the ideology that we should be warned against. People like to say, I'm fighting racism. How are you fighting an ideology? Where do you get him at? Where's he at? Where racism at? Can we go get him now? Can we write out on racism now? He's right where he at. No, it's those who practice racism against us. And who are those people? Everybody but black, Hispanic, and natives. Everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Never trust thine enemy. Never trust them. See, when you're marching, you're trying to show them that you trust them. When we said we wanted integration, we wanted to eat at their restaurants, and we trusted them. We didn't know that our restaurants would disappear. We didn't know that they would be feeding us all types of illegal stuff, that's crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster, and fake food. We didn't know that. We didn't know that us begging to eat with them would have them poisoning us. We didn't know us begging for housing would have them shoveling drugs into our community. Taking away us having highs, rent being rocket sky high. We didn't understand that. We just trusted them. Every time you vote, guess what? You're going against the scripture because you trust them. You trust they're going to solve this issue of racism. You trust that they're going to solve this issue of oppression. They're not. It benefits them. Racism is working for them. It works. They have no problem with it. It keeps them in control. It keeps their pockets fat. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's continue. For like as iron rusteth, because you know if you got a piece of iron, you got it wet, it's in the oxygen, it's being oxidized. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did a little study and I know some big words. But it's being oxidized. Guess what? For sure, that iron is going to rust. It's guaranteed. So as I said, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Your enemy, he surely is going to betray you. His wickedness will show. That white girl that you holding hands with and protesting, saying hands up, don't shoot, she is going to be wicked. You know how much of this looting and property damage black people getting blamed for? And then it comes up in videos that actually white people started it. You know what I'm saying? We are getting blamed for this stuff because we trust them. But their wickedness is going to show. That rust is going to show. That rust is going to show. You seen what happened with who was it? I forgot. So I ain't gonna bring it up. I forgot her name. But for sure, like what's that lady's name? Eve, right? Eve. She can't even have this conversation about what's going on in the world with her husband. She got a Caucasian husband. A billionaire Caucasian husband. So he really don't understand nothing. Nothing. You think she could talk to him about her days growing up in Philly? No. One day he gonna slip out the tongue, call her the N-word. One day he gonna slip up, slap her, whatever. The oppressor's gonna come out. The rust is gonna show. It's gonna show. Guaranteed. How many dudes think they had found themselves a Caucasian woman? Next thing you know, that woman calling rape on them. Bill Cosby knows that. Bill Cosby knows those girls just called rape on him. Now he in jail at 80-something years old. Maybe even 90 by now. Who knows? Countless amount of black men have been called rape upon by these beasts, and they still don't get it. They still don't get it. They are your enemy. They are definitely going to screw you over. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. That's why you should only love black, Hispanic, and Native women. That's why. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. You know he humbles himself. He's out there marching with you, humbling himself, talking about Black Lives Matter. You got all these companies talking about they stand with Black Lives Matter. They stand for the black community. And let me tell you, I don't know how y'all don't see this, but this is clear as day. These companies out here talking about Black Lives Matter, they want to get rid of the Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben imagery and all this. Let me tell you something. That's not about us. That's not about Black Lives Mattering. To these companies, it's not the black lives that matter. It's the black dollar that matters. The black dollar matters to these people. It's not the black lives. They don't care what happens to you. You got children. They'll follow your footsteps and still continue to give them their money. That's why us in the ISUPK, we own our own businesses. We're about to get our own farm. Actually, we got our own farmland. We're about to till it and work it soon. I'm going to have to get strong soon. Got to get the back stretched down and, get up in there. But we're trying to separate from this nation, which we all should be doing. We all should be separating from these people. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Salaki, hold on. I scrolled up a bit. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has been wiped altogether, hath not been altogether wiped away. Like, things are gonna come clearly to you. You're gonna start seeing things a little clearer now. Once that snake bites you, you're gonna be like, oh no, that was a snake. Why was I trying to play with it? You're gonna have a little understanding once you get bit. You're gonna see that his rust is not going all the way. He is still rusty. He still don't give a damn about you. He don't give nothing, you know what I'm saying? He don't care about you. All this marching and protesting in your behalf is to sucker you. It's to sucker you. It's to make sure that you don't think they all are your enemy. When I'm telling you, every last one of them is your enemy. Y'all might have to learn the hard way, because it happened before. It happens many times. You might have to learn the hard way. But let me tell you something. It is what it is. You're just going to have to learn the hard way. I don't want you to. That's why I'm out here teaching you now. But they're definitely going to betray you. They're definitely going to betray you. But let's continue. Verse 12. Set him not by thee. Don't have him near you. Lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place Because check it out. Less don't mean just Kate. Less also just giving you a warning. He said, don't have him buy you. Because this is what's going to happen when you have him buy you. He's going to overthrow you. He's going to overthrow you. You know what I'm saying? Let's start that back from the top. Set him not by thee. Keep him far away from you. When thou hath overthrown thee. When he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Because guess what? That's what they're doing, standing up in our place. That's what they're doing. They ain't those marches spraying Black Lives Matter on BLM on everything. You know what I'm saying? I seen pictures of some goofball trying to say that Crips spray painted Crips on his garage door. And if you are in the hood, you know Crips don't actually spray paint Crips. You understand, if you're in the hood, you understand gang language. It's not easy to read unless you're from that culture. So he ain't just going to spell CRIPS. It's going to be some stuff you're going to be like, what is this? What is this? But they standing up in our place and having the world thinking that we're the evil ones when they are doing the evil. Who burnt down that police station in Minnesota? It wasn't black people. It wasn't black people. Let me tell you, it was a white person. And guess what? A white person gonna get mad that he got caught. And guess what? Now he's gonna end up joining the movement of some white supremacist movement. Because we wasn't able to take the fall for his crime because of technology. You know what I'm saying? Believe me, if there was no cameras out there, black people would be getting blamed for everything. Every cop car burnt, every building burnt, everything. It'll be black people getting blamed. Like when I was growing up and the LA riots was happening, I wasn't in LA. I was, in Springfield, Massachusetts. And I'm looking at the news. Yes, I was one of those weird kids that actually watched the news. And I grew up understanding why white people got beat up. I understood why in those riots they weren't allowed. Even though some of them did sneak in and some of them did cause a lot of confusion and chaos. But there's no footage of that. That's probably why they got beat up in the first place. They were the ones breaking into the stores. There are some footage out there of white people coming out the LA riots out of the stores too. Pretty sure they the ones that threw the rock through the window. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. Stand in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, because he will. He will try to take your seat. He will try to put himself in your place. What do you think that whole thing about those fake Jews in Israel is about? They trying to take our place. That's what Esau's whole plan was to take Israel's place. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Remember these words and have it just keep on stinging at you. Never forget them. Let it agitate you. Let it stay on your mind. Let it haunt you. You know what I'm saying? Let those words haunt you to never, ever, ever trust your enemy. And that's something that we forgot as a people. As a people, we forgot not to trust our enemy. That's why we out there trusting them. That's why we at the bottom of the barrel, because we trust them. They don't trust us. Guaranteeing you they don't trust us. But let's continue. Verse 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Who pities the snake charmer? You're playing with snakes. Who's going to pity you? Why? Why would I pity you? You're dumb. You're dumb. You're playing with snakes. You got bit because that's what snakes do. They bite. And guess what? You want to be out there playing with white people? I'm not gonna pity you. You've been warned. They bite. They are evil. They bite. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're out for. They're out for blood. They're out for your blood. And you want to pity them. You know what I'm saying? Or any such as come nigh wild beasts. As any who comes near wild beasts. What was that dude? The crocodile hunter, right? He came near wild beasts and look at him. Got stabbed by the least likely thing on the planet. Who thought a stingray would kill him? Nobody. But since he wants to play with wild beasts, that's what happened. I don't feel bad for him. You want to play around these wild animals, go ahead. They're going to kill you. And that's equivalent to us being around them. It's equivalent to us being around white people. They are wild beasts. They got blood on their tongue and they want to taste more. They want to taste more. They want to devour us. But we are the only prey on the planet that wants to be around the predator that's hunting us. It's wild and it makes no sense. Wild and it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Verse 14. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins. Check it out. You being around those white people? Remember what I read at the beginning. Remember what I read at the beginning. What I read at the beginning, y'all. They'll go hand in hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished, right? Now check it out. Let's read that again. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him. How are you defiled with a sinner in his sins? How are you defiled with it? That means you are participating. You are out there in these protests participating with these beasts. Joining with these beasts. You know what I'm saying? And as you join in with these beasts, guess what's happening? You're catching all the blame. You're going to catch the hell. What was the modern day definition of this? What is that called today? What is it called today? For somebody to join in with a sinner in his sin. What is that called? For the sake of time, it's called an accomplice. You are literally an accomplice. And you're going to catch the same judgment as the accomplice. You know what I'm saying? Just remember, you're an accomplice. Who will pity? Who will pity those who wants to be around those sinners? Who will pity them? Who pities the accomplice? Who pities the driver? Y'all made bank plans together. Y'all about to rob a bank together. Y'all made plans. You just happen to be the driver. Who pities the driver because they got caught? Nobody pities the driver. Yeah, he wasn't in there guns a waving. He wasn't in there pointing. He wasn't in there bagging up the cash. But guess what? Nobody pities the accomplice. Nobody pities the driver, period. Period. Nobody pities the driver. You know what I'm saying? Verse 15. For a while he will abide with thee. Guess what? Those white people you're protesting with, they're going to be around you for a bit. They're going to be around you for a little bit. Not that long though. Not that long though. They're gonna be around you for enough to they're gonna be around you enough so that you understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be around you enough that you Salakia. Let me get out of this mood. That you feel good and you feel comfortable and you feel straight. They're gonna be around you enough that you actually become Uncle Ruckus, Steven, or whatever. They're gonna be around you for a bit. But hold on, let's read further. For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. Guess what? They will betray you. As soon as things start to hit the fan, they out. They're going to throw up the deuces. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't even know you. They don't even know you at all. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who you are or nothing. They abide it while things are going good. Having the parties and everything, but no. They're your enemy. They know. Things hitting the fan, they out. They have no ties to you. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's continue. Salakia. But if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, which is something that our enemy has perfected. Our enemy knows how to say the right things so nicely. Have us believe in them. They out there chanting with all their heart, Black Lives Matter. Hands up, don't shoot. They out there saying the nicest things on the planet. Have you believing they actually are for you? They are for the cause. They can be invited to the cookout. You're going to invite them to the cookout. That's how your mind works. You want to invite them to the cookout. The next thing you know, they're going to be potato salad laced with grapes and raisins and poison. Who puts grapes and raisins and poison in salad? That's what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. But in his heart he imagineth how he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. His whole plan is your downfall. That's all he's thinking about. All these other nations, these so-called people that you call allies for the cause, they're planning on throwing you in a pit. They're not your allies. Your only allies are your people. Know why? Because they are affected. They have the same agenda as you. How can they be your ally when the outcome does not affect them the same as it affects you? How? You out there protesting, defund the police. They out there saying it too. Now your neighborhood don't have police, but theirs do. Guarantee you, they're gonna have police. The police ain't for the protection of them against them. No, the police is protection for you. Because once police is out of that neighborhood, crime is gonna rise. The crime is gonna spread. Now you're going to go into their neighborhood to commit crimes. You're going to try to do some house break-ins. You're going to try to do this, that, and this. And guess what? Now you're getting shot on the spot. The outcome that you're marching and protesting for does not affect them the same way it affects you. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, bear with me one sec. He will weep with his Salakia. He imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, like they will cry with their eyes. You see them out there. You see little Jane out there crying with their eyes. Why don't they love black people? They're doing everything out there to impress you. They're weeping with their eyes, but hold on. You can never trust your enemy. Never trust them. He wouldn't. But if he find opportunity, as soon as he finds opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. As you can tell, our blood does not quench their thirst. They are killing us daily, and our blood does not quench their thirst. What quenches their thirst? Genocide. That's what quenches their thirst. The absolute absence of black, Hispanic, and Native people. That's what quenches their thirst. You know what I'm saying? If at verse 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him the first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Since the beginning of the civil rights movement, they pretended to help. That's why in the ISUPK, they are not allowed in here. You want to help us? Give us your money. That's it. Give us every dime you got. All right. Bye-bye. Because they may pretend to help us, but they're undermining us. They are undermining us. What does that mean to undermine us? They might have a few plants and spies. I get this message in my Instagram box every now and then from some weirdo who actually wants to undermine us. He pretends like he's down for us. Claims he wants to be our slave or whatever. Nah, bro, don't trust you. Don't trust you at all. Not one bit. You know what I'm saying? Verse 18. He will shake his head, clap his hands, and whisper much, and change his countenance. What does that mean? That means he's plotting. That means he is not for you. That means he has nothing but your demise in his heart. You know what I'm saying? That's what he has for you. Nothing but your demise. But there's a way to prevent that. There is a way to prevent that. Let's go to Zephaniah 2:1. This is how protesters are supposed to be. I think I spelled that right. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me look that up. Zephaniah is one of the later books of the Old Testament. It's like one of the last 4 or 5. But Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Don't say gather together with everybody else. It says gather yourselves together. Y'all, come together. You black, Hispanic, and Native people, stop feuding with each other and come together. And then it reiterates, yeah. Oh, it sounds good. Yeah. Gather together, O nation not desired. It's saying gather together, yea, O nation not desired. We are that nation that is not desired. See, that's the cure to everything right there. That's the cure to everything right there, is us gathering together, O nation not desired. Why are we not desired? Because of the simple fact, everybody wants us dead. Everybody wants us out of this situation. Because they know who we are. They know our history better than we do because they stole it from us. They stole that history from us. So they know what we're fully capable of in our right mind. You know what I'm saying? They know who we are. They know when we start following these law, statutes, commandments, the Lord will be on our side. And with that, it's nothing but destruction for them. It's nothing but destruction for them. So why are we coming together with them out there? Why? Why are we gathering together with them? We ain't gathering together with our own people. I'm seeing every day black woman versus black man, Hispanic versus black people versus Hispanic, Native American. I'm seeing all types of issues to this day. But we are quick to hold hands with them. The ones that's causing the division amongst us. The ones that are slaughtering black, Hispanic, and Native people. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? But hold on. You know what I'm saying? What sense does that make for us to have more dependency and love for our enemies than we have for each other? It makes no sense at all. But you know what I'm saying? Before I want to end the class with this scripture right here. Hold on. We're going to start with... Wrong joint. Revelations 18:2. Now, this is what a real revolution is about. It's definitely not being with our enemies. It's about gathering together, O nation out to Zion. That's a revolution. Marching and protesting with our enemies, that's not a revolution. But let's read it. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. Who is Babylon the Great? Who is Babylon the Great? Who is Babylon the Great? Let me tell you who Babylon the Great is, all right? Babylon the Great is America. Babylon the Great is America. America is Babylon the Great. America is Egypt. America is the daughter. America is the beast. America is everything that's wrong with this world today. America is running everything. America is the wicked. Everything that's wrong with this world today is America. But let's get into it. Babylon the Great is fallen, and became the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit. This place is the habitation of devils. Devils live here. This place is ran and owned by devils. And what run these devils? Every foul spirit. Every foul spirit is in this country. Every foul spirit, every negative thing that y'all like to say you could think of is in America. Everything. From breaking the Most High's laws, actually, that sums it up right there, actually. Every law of the Most High is broken in this country. Absolutely every law is broken in this country, and is welcomely broken in this country. Every law is welcomed and broken in this country. But let's continue. And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. All nations has participated in the all nations have participated in the wrongs and in the sins of America. All nations. You know what I'm saying? Committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Everybody is rich off of the slave trade, off of our oppression. Every nation on this planet. Why do you think every nation has a business in our neighborhoods but us? You do not see Asian restaurants in a Jewish neighborhood. You do not see Arab hair stores in an Asian neighborhood. That's the way it is, because everybody's getting rich off of us. Every nation is in our neighborhood but us. We have no businesses, but everybody has businesses in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Understand this. Y'all up in there. Y'all in her right now with y'all protests. Y'all all up in Babylon the Great. Y'all all up in Babylon the Great with y'all marches, y'all protests, y'all riots, y'all voting. Y'all all up in it. Y'all interracial relationships. Y'all all up in Babylon the Great. Y'all trust y'all enemy. Y'all trust them. So y'all are with them. Because y'all trust them and y'all are with them, y'all going to end up catching the same hell that they're going to catch. And this scripture proves it. Let's continue. Come up out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. What's that very first verse I gave y'all? Don't be partakers of her sins, man. Because being partakers of her sins means you're an accomplice. And nobody pities the accomplice. The accomplice is going to catch the same sentence, the same charge, the same hell as those who actually committed the crime. You're an accomplice because you want to go hand in hand thinking that God loves everybody. No, the wicked's still going to get punished. The wicked's still going to catch the Most High's hands. You know what I'm saying? That ye receive not of her plagues. That's why we out here catching that COVID. And we're going to catch it worse than them because the law is for us. The law is actually for us. So we're going to catch it worse than them. You know what I'm saying? For her sins have reached unto heaven. Guess what? Her sins have reached unto heaven. The blood of George Floyd has reached unto heaven. The blood of Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice, Emmett Till, Breonna Taylor, you know what I'm saying, Sandra Bland, their blood has reached unto heaven. The sins of America has reached unto heaven. And you want to be a part of it. You want to wave your American flag on the floor, popping all types of firecrackers. You want to be a part of it. You want to be a part of those sins. And you're going to have to catch that same heat. You're going to have to catch that same smoke that the Most High got for them. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm going to end the class. Remember, we are the ISUPK. Started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 through 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. means a tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. You know what I'm saying? Or you can give it to the teacher of your area. You know what I'm saying? That brother, whoever is leading that area, he is a well-trusted brother with good standards of the school. You know what I'm saying? He would definitely get that money to the Treasury Department. Free will offerings, which is not mandatory. Whatever you want to give, you can give it. You know what I'm saying? Brothers need help. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to be a trooper in the school, get in all black, black shirt, black pants, black headband. Go through the same things that we went through so we can see that you really want it. You know what I'm saying? And with that, shalom.